It's not every day that one of your faves happens to make it from the AHL to the NHL, but yesterday that happened for me, and that happened to Brendan Perlini of the Arizona Coyotes, and formerly of the Tucson Roadrunners. Now, Brendan holds a special place in my heart because, well, I met him during draft day a few years back for the Coyotes, and he was just really great, and I was like, wow, he's just an awesome dude, he's from Britain, this is awesome. The real reason that I have been completely obsessed with this kid though and his success is because he's been spending the AHL season in my own backyard right here in Tucson, and nothing is more exciting than actually having a team where you actually live. Now for a while I've always been told, hey, you know, the Coyotes are your home team, you really need to like them, and I'm like, no I don't, like they're not actually my home team. I don't live up in Phoenix. It takes me 2 hours to actually get to Phoenix, so it's not, the Coyotes aren't right in my own backyard. Meanwhile, the Roadrunners are, so I feel a really big emotional attachment to them, and even more so Brendan because he is just so good. But how exactly good is Perlini? Well, let's just say he scored the first ever goal for the Tucson Roadrunners. He was the very first Roadrunner to ever score a goal. I mean, that gets you sealed in history books, and if that's not good, I don't know really what is pretty good. He was also named Rookie of the Month for the AHL, which, I mean, there's a lot of rookies that come in through the AHL and a lot of really good players, and he topped all of them with his incredible performance. And with 11 goals in 16 games, I mean, that's pretty darn good. I mean, that pretty much impressed me. I mean, it was every night I was going to the games because I'm a season ticket holder, and I was seeing Perlini get either a goal or a point, and it was just incredible. It was just like, I was overwhelmed. I was like, this kid is for real. Like, this is what you expect out of a first rounder in the AHL, but it's still incredible considering the struggles he had in Niagara. So now all his hard work is paying off. I mean, now you're drafted out of the OHL, you're making it to the professional leagues, and now you've made it to the big leagues. You've made it to the show, the NHL. And overall, I'd like to say that I'm perfectly excited about him making it, but honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I am quite a bit conflicted. Let's just start with the good in the fact that he's kind of NHL ready, and I'm really proud of him for what he's done and what he's accomplished. In his first NHL game yesterday, a 4-1 loss against the Blue Jackets, he had an even rating. He had 2 penalty minutes, unfortunately, and a single hit. He didn't notch any points, but overall he had an impeccable performance. With over 13 minutes of ice time, he really made an impact out there. I mean, it was pretty much just like watching him in the AHL, except for there wasn't as much open ice for him to walk into as there is down in the TCC. But other than that, he really dominated. I mean, there was one circumstance in the first period where he literally just split the Columbus defense. There were 3 guys around him, and he just goes right between them. It's like nobody was even there. It's just like he sees it and nobody else does, and it's like he just has such good vision and he plays so well. He plays such a good 200-foot game, I should specifically say, because you can't play offense without... I always believe, because Noah Hannafin said this and I've thought about it ever since, you play defense by thinking offense, and I think that is what Perlini does, and it is so great because you see him work so hard in his own zone and then work so hard in the opposition zone, and it is just the most beautiful thing to watch in the entire world. Maybe not in the entire world, but it's really a sight to see. The only bad thing that came out of Perlini's first game last night was the fact that I kept thinking that he was number 11 on the ice. I was told that he was number 29, I would notice that it was him when I saw 29, but at the same time when I'd see number 11, which is his number back in juniors, and also on the Roadrunners, I would always think, wow, that's Perlini, look at him go. And then I was like, now he's kind of playing like an idiot. That's obviously Martin Hanzal. I completely forgot about him, unfortunately. Overall, I'm, pretty super proud of Perlini for doing this and, making it the jump so early. While he is 20 years old and already made it to the AHL, I'm still pretty proud that he made the jump to the NHL this early on in the season, which is sort of where the bad comes in. Let's just start off with the obvious. I'm going to miss Perlini so much. I sort of hope his stay in the NHL right now isn't too terribly long because I want him to come back. I want to make signs for him. I want to appreciate him. I already got a fist bump from him. I just want to see him more. I really need him. I need more fist bumps. I need more, I need to see this boy more. This kid is incredible, and I need to see him play because he is honestly, right now, my favorite player to watch. I mean, I love Mitch Marner, I love Austin Matthews, Noah Hanifin, all of them. All these great young guys, but I am just, there's something great about Perlini's game, especially his skating. I remember, story time. It was a few years ago, and I remember I went to the Coyotes prospect camp, and I saw Perlini for the first time. It was after I'd gone to the draft party, met him, got a really neat picture with him, and now I was going to see him practice and play. And, you know, mainly I was there for Dylan Strome. I mean, you know, kind of most important dude in my life. I don't know. I really love Dylan. That's another topic. But anyways, I saw Perlini there, and I thought, this kid has got the most fluid skating I have ever seen in my life. Okay, I mean, now that I see, like, the new draft class, and I really look into it, or draft classes since then, I should say, Noah Hanifin, I mean, has probably got the best skating I've seen. Not in terms of, like, speed or anything like that, because, I mean, obviously Connor McDavid's and, like, Matt Duchene are kind of the fastest guys in the league. Oh, let's not forget Dylan Larkin, too. Dylan Larkin's pretty fast. Well, they're really fast. I'm talking about overall, like, that looks amazing to watch. Like, that's just incredible skating to watch. Like, it's just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just, like, incredible. Truly incredible. So Perlini is one of those guys. He's got the best skating, like, you know, of most guys that I know. Like, he's probably one of the best skaters on Arizona, if not the best. So anyways, back to where we were. I'm just gonna miss Brendan. You'll probably never hear me say this again, but there is a very distinct possibility that they are rushing Brendan. Granted, he might be 20 years old, and, you know, that's sort of the age when you think, oh yeah, you know, guys can start moving to the NHL, they're going to do good, especially because he's a first-round pick. But in his case, after he had such struggles in Niagara, and especially with coaching staff problems, I really think he deserves to have a single full season in the AHL, to sort of play against grown men. Because we all know in the juniors, you know, you can't really play against grown men because you age out. So it's not really like, you know, I'll always talk about the NCAA. They have a great system because you play against really defensive and older players, and, you know, they're a lot more defensive. But in juniors, they're not. So you don't get the same development as you do in NCAA, AHL, anything like that. So before he makes it to the NHL level, or like stays at the NHL level, I should say, because he's already made it, I really think he needs to have a full season in the AHL. Like, you know, they can keep him up there for, you know, 10 games, but then, like, send him back down. You know what? This is where he belongs. He sort of, you know, get in the nitty-gritty of the AHL and then move on up to, like, the whoa superstars of the NHL. Especially because there are so many issues with everybody being scratched and thrown around, especially all the young guys on the Coyotes right now. I think it's sort of, it's not going to do Perlini a lot of good because he might not get ice time, might get scratched like Dylan Strome did. I'm very proud of him. I'm excited for him. You know, there's a game tonight. I'm pretty excited to go see him play again. But at the same time, I'm going to miss him. Sort of worried for him, and if anything bad is going to happen, you know, maybe he's not going to have the same productivity, maybe get in a rut a little bit. I don't know. I just think maybe a little more development never hurt anybody. Don't say that. Don't bring that up if I talk about Dylan Strome, though. So, Brendan Perlini. He's a great guy. What else can you say?